Hello everyone and welcome back to GeminiJets 2006. Today we are not doing a re-review as has been the trend for the last two videos, but today we have actually a new airplane, and this is a really important new airplane in multiple ways, so let's get into the review. So like I said, this is a very important review for multiple reasons. One, this is by far the most expensive single model plane that I own. I mean, this thing is ridiculously expensive, but it is worth it because the future of this airport. I was planning to make a whole update video and it was just too long, and I figured no one was going to bother caring to see it. So I'm just going to tack it on at the beginning of this. The future of the airport here is going to be with United Airlines. I've decided because the fleet is more diverse, there's more destinations, and I feel like overall Delta Airlines is just too common, and United Airlines, like, in real life would make more sense because Delta is already in New York, JFK, and Boston. They probably don't need two hubs so close to each other, but United only has Newark, which is kind of like a stretch, but I think United overall is a better airline for just all the reasons. So this is the first United plane I have, and this is going to be the first of many. Don't worry though, the Delta planes are going to stick around for the airport updates. So just want to say that is why this plane is so important. So let's start the review by looking at the box. Starting with the box on the front, same as all GeminiJets boxes, GeminiJets logo, United Airlines, Boeing 777-300ER. They don't use the official Boeing font anymore. United logo, 1-400 scale die-cast model aircraft. This is the only thing that really changes. We have this new kind of minimalistic look for the info panel. You can pause if you want to read that, just some information on the 767. Then you can pause if you want to read this. This is the statistics of this specific aircraft that this plane is based off of. It is, as you can see there, November 676 UA, or Uniform Alpha. And then they have the plane in there. And at the bottom of the box, 1-400 scale die-cast model, GeminiJets, 3D rendering of the model. Everything here is pretty much the same. GeminiJets doesn't do a lot of special boxes. On the back, computer-generated image of the aircraft climbing. GeminiJets logo, like the older style one without the big white borders on it. Boeing, officially licensed product, made in China, yada yada. So, box is pretty much the same. So, that's been the box. Let's open it up and see the aircraft. So I say this every time, but all GeminiJets boxes are exactly the same. They all open the same way. So there's this little panel here on the side. I bought this new, but it looks like someone has already been in here. I bought this from a website, so they might have opened it previously. So we'll just use the side that's already open a little. So there's a little tab. You pull it out, and you have the tray in there, which you can slide out. And you have the model. Pop off this plastic tray on top. It's a little sheet of plastic here. And then, very gently, I'm gonna do it this one. Pull out the model, and there is the United Airlines 767-300ER by GeminiJets in the new livery. So actually looking at the model, I have one 767-300 already in the Delta Airlines livery. So let's just see it here in the new United livery. I have to say, this model in person, I've seen the United livery in like the old one on 1-400 scale models. This one definitely just noticeably looks really good. And it doesn't come across so much on the camera, but for some reason in person it's a really good looking livery. So let's start at the front. As always, we have the nose with the windscreen. We have the windshield wipers, Star Alliance logo right there, although it doesn't seem to actually say Star Alliance like most of them do. Yeah, it looks like it's just some gray printing. And then we have a blue line here, which I believe would usually be a line of text, but so small it's not really legible. Moving back, big United logo on the side. You have some detailed closed windows there, over the wing exits. Moving further back, registration November 676 Uniform Alpha. And then you have the rear door there. You have a small, I believe that's a luggage door. Although it might be a service door. And then, obviously, looking at it, if I can tilt it back, you can see this blue line that runs along the bottom. There's a faint off-white section that you can kind of make out there on the bottom side of the fuselage. So looking at this aircraft from the top, you have the overwing exit markers here. All the flaps and slats are detailed. This wing is only one color. Sometimes, like on the Airbus, on the A330s here, you have two tones. You have a lighter and a darker. This is just a single tone. Then you have the engines, which obviously the 767 is smaller engines. These are in dark blue. And the winglets, if it'll let me focus, looks like, yep, they're just plain blue, but there's a little detailed marker light there on the tip. And then most notable part of the livery is the new blue United globe. Then looking at it from the other side, obviously not too much is different on the other side. And flip it over to the bottom. This one does have some detailed, like, I don't know if you can tell there, but that is like a dent right there to represent the rear service door, or one of the rear service doors. You have the GeminiJets logo on the newer models. It's a lot smaller. You have the pole peg for the stand. Landing gear is made out of rubber, and the rear ones do roll, but they don't roll very well. And then there's the blue engines, Pratt Whitney, specifically for this registration. Looks like, unfortunately, there we have some paint smearing, but what can you do about it? And then we have the front freight door, and then the forward landing gear. Let me check if that is also rubber. Yes, that is rubber, but it does not roll, so only the rear landing gear rolls. Then if you look at the top one more time, you can see all the antenna. There is more antenna and a Wi-Fi box there. So that is the prints in the model. This is a really nice livery, and I really like the 767. And I figured if there's one plane that was worth the amount of money that this one is, which on most websites now goes for about $100, which is really steep for a model plane. But I think I want to be a United Airlines focused airport, and this is the workhorse of the United fleet, so I figured it was worth it, and we'll probably only have one. So that has been the review, and to end it off, we'll do as we always do. We'll do a size comparison and show it off with the GSE. And here we have the aircraft at the gate. This is GeminiJets brand terminal, jet bridges, and GSE. As you can tell, everything fits, everything works here perfectly. Fuel truck fits under the wing, stair truck, and the catering truck line up with the doors. The pushback tug fits under there, and the freight loader even lines up with the freight door without having to raise that little platform, which is impossible to fiddle with. So this fits perfectly with everything else here. Last thing I wanted to do, have a size comparison. As you can tell, I put the Delta Airlines 767 back there. This is the same molds, GeminiJets, so everything about them is the same except the livery. And something that's nice to note on this Delta one, the Wi-Fi box is at the front, and on the United one, the Wi-Fi box is at the back. So that's some an extra amount of detail that is completely unnecessary. I mean, the Wi-Fi box placement, I wouldn't even think to do, or I wouldn't think about that if I were designing a plane. So it's really nice to have that detail. Gives some variety if I ever put them next to each other. The molds are a little different. But last thing, we'll have the currency. We have an American penny there and an American quarter there. What state do we have today? South Carolina again. Sorry if you hear anything in the background. It's raining quite heavily outside. So that is the plane that's next to the penny and the quarter, just so you can get an idea of how big it is. And that has been my review of the GeminiJets 1-400 United Airlines 767-300ER. Make sure to like and subscribe, guys. It helps a lot. Even if these videos don't average a lot of views, just anything kind of helps the support. Anything really helps. So thank you so much for watching. This is going to be GeminiJets 2006 signing off.